the possibility of universal ethics in bioethics. Good afternoon, everyone. Please help me picture a world where those ethical and critical decisions that impact life, death, and human dignity are made without any fundamental ethics. Where the morality of generic engineering, euthanasia, and medical research shifts depending on who is involved. Some argue that this is exactly how it should be, that bioethics is way too complex to be governed by universal principles. They claim each case should be handled by experts in the field. But if we accept this idea entirely, we fall into a state of moral relativity, a world where no ethical standard exists beyond subjective opinions. So the question arises, to what extent can we establish a universal minimal ethics in bioethics? While an absolute universality may be out of reach, I believe that a foundation of ethical framework is not only possible but essential. So, why do we need a universal ethical foundation? Bioethics is all about human rights, life, dignity, and autonomy. Without a shared ethical framework, decisions could be inconsistent or influenced by biased individuals rather than by moral reasoning. For example, consider principlism, an ethical approach proposed by Bishop and Childress that is based on four core principles: autonomy, beneficence, non-maleficence, and justice. These principles are flexible, yet provide a solid moral foundation that can be applied across different cultures and cases. This ensures medical decisions remain ethical, just, and consistent, which is what we are looking for. Evidence that a universal ethics in bioethics already exists. We don't have to imagine a universal ethic in bioethics, because it already exists. An example is the Declaration of Helsinki, a widely accepted guideline for medical research ethics. Or UNESCO's Declaration of Universal Bioethics in Human Rights, signed by numerous nations. These agreements demonstrate that different cultures and belief systems can agree on fundamental ethical standards when it comes to science and medicine. If bioethics were truly impossible, these agreements would simply not exist. But what about moral relativity? Of course, there are people that argue that ethics are deeply rooted in culture. They believe that imposing universal ethics systems ignores social and cultural differences. Instead, they suggest that decisions should be made in case-by-case biases by specialists who understand the context. And this argument does have merit. Ethics are indeed influenced by cultural norms. However, having a minimum ethical standard does not mean disregarding diversity. Rather, it ensures that no matter the situation, ethical decisions are made with fairness and respect for human dignity. Universal ethics doesn't erase cultural perspectives. It provides a foundation upon which they can be built. To sum up, dismissing the idea of a bioethical standard is risky. Without some common ground, ethical decisions making in medicine and science becomes unreliable and inconsistent. While ethical perspectives may vary, there must be a baseline, a fundamental set of principles to protect human rights and dignity. A universal minimum ethic in bioethics isn't about imposing a worldview. It's about ensuring that at the very least, we all agree in basic principles to protect human life. Thank you.